what I'm gonna do is try to give a crash course on how to turn on the sound system and set up the computer to for a church service. So it's gonna be rough. I don't do stuff like this, but here we go. Alright, let me get this switched around. Alright, to get the soundboard on, first thing you want to do is come in here and turn on this power strip right here, sitting over here by the soundboard. So the little switch is on the back side right here. Just flip it on. It'll turn your microphone to your wireless mics on, and it'll give you power to your soundboard. I'm banging stuff around. Like I say, this is rough. So on the back of the soundboard, there's a button. I'll try to get you to see that. Right, zoom out. Right here is the power button at the very bottom. You'll hit that, it'll give you power on your keyboard or your soundboard. The next thing that you'll want to do is to walk up here and turn the power strip on. Look behind the sub. This is your sub here. And be careful not to step on any headphones or anything like that they have left. Oh, the sub was not turned off, but the yellow light, or the orange, light is your sub. You'll see it by a light. Then you can make your way back to the sound booth, and right here on this light switch, as soon as you walk into the sound booth, try to let you see it a little better. You want to turn number 3 on for the speakers. And got it labeled right here on the bottom. That turns our main 2 house speakers on. Also, while you're here, you might as well go ahead and turn number 2 on, which turns our back TV on, or gives it power, and gives our projector power. So those both are powered up. You'll have to use the remote. The remotes are usually left on top of the computer. White one is for the projector. Just hit the power button, of course, right there. You'll hear it beep. Okay, hit beep, it's coming on. And take the black remote here and come over here to the edge. Lean around a little bit. Power button. And Scepter TV is on. And you'll want to turn those on before you start. We get our Pro Presenter going. Alright, on the soundboard, I'll try to do this the best I can without getting in the way. When you first turn it on, everything for the most part should be muted. This is preset, so everything will be ready to go. And what you'll have to do is make sure that Josh is already plugged in, or whoever's playing the acoustic, typically Josh, because if you don't, when he plugs in, it's going to make a loud popping noise. But after he plugs in, you can come up to here and press 1 and 2 under user. It's on the right side of the board. When you press 1 and 2, it unmutes everything that needs to be unmuted, and the sound system is ready to go. The only other thing that you need to change is to press here. There's a button. I don't know if I can zoom into it that good. There's a button that says aux MTX, third from the bottom. You can press it, and here, let's see, is our subs channel is on number 12. It's muted on number 12. You want to unmute number 12, which is hit the mute button, and it'll the light will go off. That means it's unmuted. If you hit it, it means it's muted. Hit it again, it means it's unmuted. The only person that you may have to adjust, will be your singers. And what you can do is come here, channels 1 through 16, the very bottom button on the right side will bring up your channels 1 through 16. You can press the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 through 16. Press the top and it'll tell you what channel up on the screen up here. Make sure you're pressing select. Don't press anything else, but press select, SEL, and it'll tell you which channel. Number 1 channel is the lapel. Number 2 channel, number 1 you probably won't be using unless the preacher is preaching. About the only time we use the lapel is for a speaker. Number 2 is typically Hope, her mic. Number 3 is typically Satilla, and that's what it's labeled as, Hope, Satilla. Number 4 will be the piano vocal. If nobody's there, you can mute it. All you got to do is come down and hit the mute button if you want to. Number 5 is the microphone over there. It's labeled under Eric because that's usually where I'm standing. If nobody's there singing, you can hit mute. It'll mute them. Number 6 is the lead guitar, which is over there on the far left with the microphone. I know I'm saying over there pointing like you can see everything I'm showing you, but I know you can't. Number 7 is the acoustic guitar. So that's Josh. He'll be playing that. You make sure that's on. Number 8 is the bass. If nobody's playing, you ain't got to worry about muting it anyways because it's going to be, the amp's going to be turned off. Number 9 is the piano. So if nobody's playing, you ain't got to worry about that. The only thing you have to worry about really is the microphone. If the piano vocal and the guitar vocal, or the left side of the stage, if those two are on and there's nobody there, you may want to mute those two since so it don't backfeed anything through there. And then of course the rest of the way through is actually number 11 is Josh's microphone, and on I believe number 16 is the drums. So number 16, y'all be using those. But that's just a kind of a rundown on how to do that. When the speaker is speaking, you can hit 1 and 2, and that mutes everything else. That mutes everything again, and you can unmute, hit the number, that microphone that he or she will be using. This Sunday will be JR, so you can hit. Might as well just let him use Hope or Satila's mic, whichever one. Just unmute. That one's Hope's or that one's Satila's. Just unmute whichever one he decides to use, and that way it keeps everything quiet. Nothing buzzing or feeding through, from any other mic. So it's kind of a rundown of how to do that. All right, to shut it down after service, you can go back in and hit this. See the switch over here on that power strip? This will turn your soundboard off, turns your wireless mics off here, and that'll take care of the sound. Then you go back up to the front, turn your sub off, that switch on the back, and then turn the power strip off that we turned on right beside the sub that we turned on earlier. Then when you come back up here, you can turn number 3 off, the speakers, but make sure you only turn number 3 off, because what we'll need to do is turn the projector off with the remote, and when it does that, it needs time to cool down. So when you turn it off with the remote, you'll hear the projector's fan, and I'll show that in a few minutes again, how we do that. And really, if you leave it on, that's fine. It'll be all right, but it'd be good to turn it off actually. So we'll go to that in just a minute.